today's lesson is going to be a technology lesson and you are going to be inventing. Now, I was inspired by our novel, The Danger Gang, and I'm going to show you some of the inventions that Frankie's mum came up with. So, she came up with the pancake-o-matic that started making stacks of pancakes when mum unpacked the kitchen stuff and it wouldn't stop. So it was a great invention because it made loads of pancakes, but there was a problem with it because it wouldn't stop. So she had to think, what can I change with this invention to make it work properly? Then she also had the auto nappy changer. Now the good thing was it changed nappies as he had a younger sister, but it started trying to change nappies on even him. So that wasn't working either, so she had to make changes. And his mum also made the weather zapper that would change the weather into whatever weather you wanted. And we spoke about how amazing that would be. Some of you would choose to have sunshine all the time, some of you wanted snow, and some of you even wanted rain. So today I would like you to identify a problem that you have with the weather and create a solution to it, which we will then design an invention for. So let me give you an example. I got these trainers, which I absolutely love, for running for my birthday. Now, they're great for running, but not in the rain. So anytime obviously I go running, my feet get soaking. It doesn't even need to be properly raining, it can just be a little tiny bit on the ground and the water flips up and makes my toes soaking. So using my problem, I'm going to show you how to go through steps to design a invention. So the first thing you need to do is identify the problem. What is it that you have a problem with the weather affecting you? Then you need to map out some solutions. How could you solve that problem? You then need to choose the most effective solution and then draw and label your design. In the next part, you will need to think about the materials you need. You then need to get what you need and make it. And then the last stage is to evaluate what you've made. Try out the invention. You might need to edit it, just like Frankie's mum did, and then try it again and keep doing that until it's the best invention and it works. Now today we'll mainly be focusing on the first 4 steps, with the 5th step being a chili challenge. So step 1, identify the problem. What is it about the weather that causes a problem for you? For me, it's that my feet always get wet when I'm running. Maybe for you, it's that the snow in your drive gathers and you can't get out your drive. Or maybe in the summer, you are just too hot. So step 2 is to think of as many solutions as possible, even if they are ridiculous. So I came up with having a mini umbrella above my trainer, having an absorbent layer surrounding the trainer, having a filter that collects the water and you can then empty, and a removable waterproof cover. Now obviously some of those ideas are absolutely ridiculous, but jotting down anything you can think of, make sure that any of the creative ideas that could be amazing are considered. So the 3rd step is to choose the most effective one. So if I go through each one, putting a mini umbrella on top of your trainers whilst running is probably not the best idea because it's likely to fall off and it would actually be quite annoying, and it certainly wouldn't let you win any races, so that's not going to really work for those reasons. Having a filter that collects water equally, your feet would end up getting really heavy if it's collecting all the water. You'd have to stop and empty it. It would just be quite inconvenient. So I'm going to say no to that one. An absorbent layer could work. So I'd need to look into the different types of materials that I could use to do that. Likewise, a removable waterproof cover could also work. So I'd need to look into the different types of materials that could do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to mix together these ideas. I want to make sure that the absorbent layer is removable because I'm not going to necessarily need it in the summer. So we want to make sure that the trainer is suitable for all weather types. So step 4 is to draw and label your invention. So I have, as we know, Miss Taylor is not the best artist, unfortunately, but I've given it a go. It's not about the drawing. It's about the idea and about your creativity. So I have attempted drawing my trainer, and I have shown with the blue what there's a protective layer which is waterproof, and it's a tight fit so that it stays on. Comes in different sizes and colours, so you can just put it on, wrap it around your trainer, and take it off when you don't need it. So as a chili challenge, you could look into what types of materials you would need in order to make your invention. So I've already said I would need to get old waterproof jackets or maybe tarpaulin. And I will also need some elastic to make sure that it stays on properly. But I could also do some further research to see if something already exists and what materials they use. So those are the 4 or 5 steps that you're going to do today in your invention. Now, as I said, there are further steps where you would try out your invention and see if it solves your problem and make edits as you go along, like evaluating it. But that would require us making the invention before then, and obviously it depends what you've got in your house. So if you do want to make your invention and you can, then fantastic. But don't worry, I certainly don't have the materials to make my invention. So the fun part is designing it. But if you want to make it and try it out, please feel free. I cannot wait to see your inventions. And it turns out my invention already exists. I better get buying some.